your flesh and blood.
Hey folks, welcome back to the program. It's Body of Health here on Tell Me Your Story. And today we are tackling, this is going to be a fun one for a lot of folks, a challenge that I think we all face from time to time, finding a treat that satisfies that sweet tooth while actively supporting your overall health and longevity. And joining me, of course, in studio via Zoom today is health and longevity researcher. I like that. I like the title. Dennis Henson. And Dennis, it's great to have you back again here on the program. And I'll tell you, especially considering about the time of the year that people are hearing this and watching this particular program, we are fast approaching the holidays. How this exactly fits in there, hey, it doesn't matter because of the ingredients, but it's good to have you with us.
Well, thank you, Richard. It's always a pleasure to be here if I can talk today. Yeah, thank you for having me.
I tell you, a lot of people are going to love this, but before we dive into our topic today, we always like to start by reminding you that Dennis and I are not doctors, even though I do go by Reverend Dr. D. That's more honorary by some other folks. The information we share on this program is for educational and informational purposes only, and you should consult with your primary healthcare provider before making any major changes to your diet, lifestyle, or supplement routine. That's very important, right, Dennis?
Absolutely.
Well, with that out of the way, in a couple of weeks, we will be doing a special question and answer program based on questions solely sent to us from you, our listening audience and viewing audience. So if you have questions you'd like to have answered, be sure to send your healthcare questions. And Dennis,
Dennis at bodyofhealth.life.
Thank you very much. Dennis at bodyofhealth.life. Now, I'm really excited because I enjoy the ingredients in this particular program that we're going to talk about. I'm excited about this incredible recipe that you found in your latest, that you wrote about in your latest article. And and you've talked about this before too. Healthy chocolate oatmeal muffins. Now, love chocolate. And I've gotten used to semi-sweet as well as dark chocolate. It's a little difficult with dark chocolate because it's so bitter. And I love oatmeal. Okay. Now, healthy and chocolate muffins don't usually go together, but you've created something that is absolutely delicious. Could we be a little more accurate and say, wasn't it your wife that created this?
That's right. I need to give Norma the credit because after my stroke, they gave me a diet which was terrible. I actually looked at it and said, I'm not sure I want to live if this is all I'm going to be able to eat for the rest of my life. But she started doing research and found, along with my research, that there's a lot of really, really good food. And I eat like a king now. But Norma developed this all herself. I came home one day and after lunch, she brought out these muffins.
Mm-hmm.
And after discussing with her what all went into them and how great they tasted, I said, well, can you give me the recipe? I want to put this up on the Body of Health because people can benefit from this. They can enjoy. They're really delicious. And you're going to just be shocked when you find out what's in these muffins. It's not what you think. You've never heard of anything like this before. So I'm anxious to talk about it. So let's get it moving.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, you can get the entire recipe. Okay, now I want you to get your wallets out and listen to this because it's free. It's free by visiting bodyofhealth.life and looking under the food section. So, Dennis, let's review each ingredient right now. Your article doesn't just explain why these taste so good together. It breaks down exactly how every single item in this muffin is an absolute powerhouse for our health.
Well, the first one's going to be a shock. I don't think anybody's going to expect this, but the first ingredient in the muffin is sweet potatoes.
Oh, I love sweet potatoes.
Well, I'm not a big fan of sweet potatoes, but I mean, you cannot tell there's any sweet potatoes in these muffins, but they
Mhm.
are moist and rich. So that's probably part of the reason.
Well, that's interesting. In this article, you talk about the sweet potatoes, and they, of course, are loaded with beta carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A to protect your eyes, as well as strengthen your immune system. They contain high volumes of, or levels, I should say, volumes, levels, semantics of potassium, a vital mineral that helps maintain healthy blood pressure and supports optimal heart function. They also deliver a massive dose of natural dietary fiber to keep your digestive system moving smoothly, which is very important, and support a healthy gut microbiome. And then they are packed with powerful antioxidants that fight off free radicals and actively promote overall health and longevity. They deliver, man, this just goes on and on. They
Yeah.
deliver a smooth, long lasting energy supply and are packed with essential vitamins for daily vitality. And they completely prevent the harsh blood sugar spikes of normal baking. Okay, so what's the next ingredients? I'd like to say a pretty unique start. What's next?
That is a unique start. I would have never thought that there were sweet potatoes when I first tasted these muffins. But the next one is equally, if not more powerful food, which is cacao, cacao powder, the raw, I'm sorry, the unroasted cocoa bean
Hmm.
powder. It's not sugary, it has no sugar at all. It's just very, very chocolate. It's the purest, the chocolate in its purest natural form.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. As I was mentioning, I have been trying to incorporate not the chocolate, like the milk chocolate,
Mhm.
semi-sweet. That's not bad, but the what you talk about here, it would probably be more bitter, would it not? In the sense that it's unsweetened,
Yes.
but when you learn how to incorporate it in the right ingredients with the right ingredients and everything, it's really, really very good. Now, your article points out that raw cacao is an absolute powerhouse for your entire body. Just look at what it does. And this has got a list just like with the sweet potatoes, which was our first ingredient. It protects your heart, it triggers nitric oxide to relax your arteries, cutting your heart attack risk by up to 39%. And we've talked about that before in previous programs.
Mhm.
It also sharpens your memory and it boosts brain circulation so much that studies show 60-year-old memory can function, 60-year-olds, I should say, memory can function like a 30-year-old's. And then it steadies the blood sugar. It improves insulin sensitivity to stop those midday sugar crashes. And it defends your skin. It acts as an internal shield that makes your skin 25% less sensitive to UV rays. That's a very important factor.
Mhm.
And it regenerates cells, which we do. We get a brand new body every 7 years, roughly. It mobilizes your natural stem cells, directly into your bloodstream for rapid healing and tissue repair. And for those of us in the later years, healing is can take a little longer than it usually does. But hey, you start doing this and it will increase that as well. And when you add all of that up, it is easy to see why raw cacao is absolutely essential for true health and longevity. Wow, Dennis, that is some amazing stuff. And before we move on to our next ingredient, reminder that you are listening to Body of Health, bodyofhealth.life, where you can go to and get these ingredients, I'm sure, and then make your own chocolate oatmeal muffins. Man, I can hardly wait to put that together. We also encourage you to go to DennisJHenson.com and click on the health tab, and you'll scroll down and you can get that recipe, as I mentioned earlier, for free there on the food tab. And then also join the Body of Health group on Facebook. There's a link there on off the health tab, if you will. As you scroll down, you can go right to that group and join and become a part of that group that'll help you out. As we continue here, Dennis J. Henson and yours truly here on the Body of Health on Tell Me Your Story. And we are talking about, a great recipe. I tell you, when this program's over, Dennis, I'm heading for the kitchen. I'm going to grab a pan. I'm going to start putting this together, grabbing the recipe off of bodyofhealth.life. But what is the next amazing ingredient in this recipe?
Well, Richard, it's organic, gluten-free oat flour, or you could just use just oats, that like you buy in the store, but make sure they're gluten-free. That's the important part, to have no wheat or gluten inside. But these are really good for you, as you're about to explain.
Well, I'll tell you, according to your article, the dietary fiber in oats safely speeds excess cholesterol out of the body. And again, we're saying excess cholesterol. It keeps the digestive system functioning properly, and a high fiber diet is strongly linked to living a longer life. So what is, and again, I love oatmeal. As a matter of fact, Dennis, when I was living in Santa Barbara, in the mornings when I would head off to work, I would go in different directions, sometimes down to the beach to some of the restaurants, and I would want to see which restaurant had the best oatmeal. And I never put sugar in it. I might put a touch of salt. I'd use their raisins, maybe bananas or blueberries, but and I would never put salt in it either. But I love that. So, what is next on the hit parade of this great recipe?
Next is two sweeteners, but before we leave the oatmeal, let me remind you that the sweet potatoes were high in fiber, and the oatmeal is high in fiber. And the more fiber you eat, the longer you live. So this is a way to get high fiber after every meal, and you'll look forward to it. I promise you'll get addicted to it because it is so good. We're going to add some additional sweeteners now. Make sure that you follow this very carefully. It has to be organic maple syrup, 100% tree sap. Okay, not pancake syrup.
I know.
Okay, it's 100% maple syrup, and we're going to use xylitol. Now, xylitol is sugar alcohol. It doesn't spike your blood, but it's the closest thing to the taste that I've found of real sugar. You can find it on our website as Morning Clarity Sweet Companion is what we call it. But you can just use xylitol. So that's next. And between the sweet potato sweetness and this, you're talking about heaven. I mean, they taste so good. You'll think you're breaking the rules.
Oh yeah. Now, there's an important element here too. A lot of us have pets, and in this case, now I'm curious about the cocoa powder, or the cacao, I should say, not the cocoa powder, but the cacao. Normally they say, no, keep chocolate away from dogs, and I'm thinking that's probably more the milk chocolate as opposed to
any chocolate.
Keep all chocolate, and in this case, also keep the xylitol away from your dog as well.
Yeah, there's several ingredients in this muffin. You do not want your animals to have any of this muffin. You want to buy a separate treat so
Well,
they can have a treat without indulging in this because it's straight to the veterinarian if they get a bite of this.
yeah, absolutely. Well, in your article, you explain that pure maple syrup, which, by the way, that's all we use. I mean, we don't buy pancake syrup or anything of this nature. But you explain that it provides vital minerals and immune defense. And while xylitol protects dental health and keeps the blood sugar impact very low. And that's important for those of us like myself who are working on that whole blood sugar thing. And I also, I'll be honest with you on a side note here, Dennis. I also think about how as we get older, our chemistry changes. All right. I mean, that's just a natural fact. That's what happens as we get older.
Mhm.
And so we need to modify our diets. And I keep thinking about that as I get older. I mean, I'm now headed 67th time around the sun. And I'm thinking, I wonder what it's going to change, what it's going to be like in another 5 years or 10 years or so forth. And doing stuff like this, having this kind of a wonderful treat can actually help to support your biochemistry, if you will, in the body. Let's talk about the next ingredient, and this is one that I love. Matter of fact, you have these all of these ingredients. This next set here, I love individually, but I can hardly wait to put them together collectively.
Right. These are some more powerhouses of really great things to get into your body. Coconut oil, almond butter, eggs, and Celtic salt. Now, those are just wonderful things to put into your body. And go ahead and talk about what they can do for you.
Well, absolutely. Well, in your article, of course, you do explain that coconut oil delivers a powerful dose of what is this? Medium chain triglycerides or MCTs. And instead of being stored as fat, these MTCs are converted instantly into a rapid, clean energy source that sufficiently fuels your brain. Oh, if we could only use that clean energy source to power our houses, wouldn't that be nice? There's also another one I love, and I found out about this from our neighbors when I was a kid growing up. They were big campers, very much involved in scouting. Almond butter they introduced us to was, oh my gosh, back then it was really good. It's loaded with heart healthy monosaturated fats as well as vitamin E, a protein, a, a potent antioxidant that actively protects your brain cells from aging, as well as supports long-term cardiovascular health. And then, of course, another one too that I really enjoy, and I don't worry about a lot of the concerns that you hear on the news about different foods and some of the problems because we get them from the farmers market here, and that's eggs.
Mhm.
It's a superfood for your mind, and the eggs are packed with high quality protein and massive amounts of this is choline, I believe it is,
Yes.
An essential nutrient that your brain uses to build cells, regulate mood. That's a good thing. Lock in deep memory and support cognitive function. And the Celtic salt, which we also use, well, actually, we switch back and forth between Celtic salt and Himalayan salt. So we don't get our salt from the U.S. We get it from overseas, so to speak. And it perfectly balances the body's hydration and minerals. And you've talked about that many times when we talk about being hydrated and drinking water. And you talk about mixing Celtic salt with your water so that it supports the hydration process.
Absolutely. I put a pinch under my tongue when I get up every morning, a pinch of Celtic salt and some warm water. That's the best way to start your day. You totally hydrate every cell in your body. But these next ones,
We're going to
they,
get into those next ones, but
okay.
first we need to let our listeners know this is Tell Me Your Story. This is the Body of Health. Go to bodyofhealth.life. You can get most all of these ingredients that we're talking about and the recipe as well. You go to bodyofhealth.life to get the ingredients. You go to dennisjhenson.com, click on the health tab, scroll down, and you can get the recipe for free as we continue here on Body of Health on the Tell Me Your Story series. Reverend Dr. D, as well as Dennis J. Henson, and we are talking about this wonderful, healthy chocolate oatmeal muffin recipe. And we've got some extras that are the final mix-ins that can not only boost your health and longevity and so forth, but also make it taste even better. As if it doesn't taste good enough yet, Dennis, we're going to make it taste even better.
That's right. So the next ingredients are really, really tops it off and makes it taste super and it's super good for you. Walnuts, cranberries or dates, they're interchangeable, yogurt, and chocolate. So the yogurt, I get the little flavored yogurt with no sugar that's on the side. I just I'll take a scoop of a spoonful of yogurt, and I put a 70% plus chocolate square on the top, and then heat it and let the chocolate melt over. And then take a scoop of the yogurt, dip a piece of that muffin. Oh my God, you'll think you're in heaven. And it's so healthy.
You're about to float away, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I have this after every meal, but Norma wasn't feeling well this morning and said, I don't want to make breakfast. So I just had a muffin.
Yeah.
Wonderful breakfast.
Well, I tell you what, walnuts, if they're chopped up finely, I don't want to say finely enough, but I'm not real a fan of the big chunks, so to speak. But I do like walnuts. Cranberries, absolutely love them. Yogurt, I also love that, what they call kefir, which is a drink. And to some, yeah, it is a little on the tart side. Some might say sour. I don't know why, but I love it. And maybe it's because I was raised on yogurt. My mother made her own. She had a yogurt maker with all these little compartments. Oh, it was so good. And then, of course, chocolate. Now, let's, if we can, define before I jump in here with this other information, the type of chocolate we're talking about.
Well, it's the little squares that you buy anywhere. You buy these packs and they're little squares of chocolate and they say 70% or 80% or 90% chocolate. The more chocolate, the better. They don't need to be sweet because that muffin with the sweet potatoes and all the things that you put in, it's sweet enough.
Yeah.
But with the chocolate melted over it, oh my goodness. And then that little spoonful of yogurt. You think you're in heaven. I mean, this is one of the best desserts I've ever tasted, and it's extremely healthy for you. That's the amazing part.
Well, I'll tell you what, the health benefits are there with the walnuts, providing a plant-based omega-3. The cranberries offer urinary tract and immune support. But the part that really made my mouth water, Dennis, as if it wasn't already, was how you suggest finishing the servings as you just described. So what is the final step for everyone in regards to I guess I really have got this question, not so much the final step as much as if you were to make a batch of these, let's say you had a muffin tin and you made a bunch of these, would it be appropriate to freeze them, or are they okay? I have a feeling you wouldn't need to freeze them because they're not going to last that long anyway.
Well, they don't last that long at my house, but yes, you can freeze them. Yeah. And in fact, it actually makes them a little bit more healthy, but they don't last long enough at my house we haven't frozen any yet because I ate them too fast. I mean, I have one or two after breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And maybe even sometimes when it's not lunch, it's just a great snack anytime. But there's only one thing that would make them better. Morning Clarity coffee. If you have them with your Morning Clarity, then that really tops it off. So getting a bite of the yogurt and dipping into that chocolate and the muffin, take a bite of that, wash it down with morning clarity, and you'll think you've died and gone to heaven.
Well, I'll tell you what, with that chocolate that you add, the 70% dark chocolate, it adds a massive boost of heart healthy antioxidants. I'm salivating so much that I got to swallow. And uh, Fermented yogurt, although I'm not sure if that's the right terminology to use because yogurt is fermented. I don't know that there's unfermented yogurt, but be that as it may, loaded with good bacteria and probiotics for excellent gut health. I think my mom more intuitively knew about all of these things. And of course, then you talk about morning clarity coffee. Oh, my Lord, I love it. And believe it or not, folks, I actually get excited at night when I lay my head down going, not only do I enjoy getting up in the morning and making my coffee, but I also enjoy taking it out on the front porch, sitting down and feeling the nice cool air. Things have cooled down considerably. It's wonderful. We're headed into winter, probably going to get a lot of rain out here on the West Coast. And it is just wonderful. And it becomes a healthy, guilt-free dessert, this muffin that we've been talking about, that combines the active ingredients that support your longevity. Dennis, listeners have an opportunity to try this combination for themselves. They can get this recipe, bodyofhealth.life.com. They can get this recipe for free and also get these ingredients that we've talked about, and they can get them at a discount because that discount's available all the time. All you have to do when you're checking out is put into that coupon field, if you will, the word radio. You get a 20% discount by entering radio, and that's bodyofhealth.life. And Dennis, when we continue here, after I share with our listeners some information, we're going to talk about what all you can also add, not only to the chocolate oatmeal muffin, that healthy chocolate oatmeal muffin, and the morning clarity coffee. But there's another ingredient that we can add to that. We'll talk about that. But first, a reminder, this is the Body of Health, and you can go to DennisJHenson.com and find out more about this work by clicking on the Health tab. Scroll down, and it's like there are three resources there. Number one, you just keep scrolling down, you're going to find the recipe that we've been talking about, and it's free. Do a screenshot, print it out if you want, however you want to do it, and then make that wonderful muffin. Then you can also go to Facebook through a link that's there, and you can join the Body of Health group on Facebook. And then, of course, you also have an opportunity to get some additional information I'm going to share with you in just a moment as we continue here on the Body of Health on Tell Me Your Story. Dennis, we have shared over the last couple of years some incredible stuff, and I can't believe we're getting close. We're not quite there yet to the end of this year, but we're getting close. And you and I have talked over and over again, not only about what to take into the body and then to increase our longevity and our better health, but also take in through, we could either say through our eyes or our ears, something that will actually boost our, I'm going to put it this way, our mental acuity or health and wellness. And that's by reading something inspirational every day. And you have something that is available to the folks. Talk to us about it.
Well, I've written a book called Real Impact Daily Inspiration. And the purpose of the book is to help people form the habit of reading something positive every day that moves them toward their goal. So, after I had all those strokes, those several years ago, one of the things I did was I made a goal of getting well, looking normal, being able to think clearly, being able to speak clearly, and get my memory back. And the way I did that was using that same habit, of reading something positive every day that moved me in that direction. And that's how the Body of Health came about, and all of the articles and the things that we're doing with the radio program. So it doesn't matter what your goal is. It can be a business goal, it can be a financial goal, or health. It could be social. Maybe you're single and you don't want to be. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
If you read something positive every day that moves you in that direction, it uplifts you and it educates you and it moves you in the direction that you want to go. It reminds you every day of what your goal is, which is like putting a rudder on a boat, keeps you moving in the right direction. Plus, it's fun. It's fun and uplifting. And the book has very interesting stories in there about people who had lots of struggles, but overcame them and became famous enough so that we know who they are.
And the resilience. I think that's a real key to all of those stories, as well as the stories that you're going to be sharing in your subsequent volumes that will be coming out soon. And that is the resilience of each of these individuals, in a manner of speaking, to not take no for an answer. In other words, they said no to no.
That's right.
And you've done the same thing in your life. Back in 2018, you said, no, I'm not leaving yet.
That's right. I think some of the medical people that I talked to thought I was a goner, and they kind of just gave up. But I didn't give up. I thought, well, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to leave yet. I think there's a different path, and I took the different path, and luckily it worked for me. And so, if you're not sure of how to get where you want to go, but there's something that you really want out there in the future, this habit will get you there faster than anything else. Reading something positive every day that moves you in that direction. And this book is designed to help you form that habit. That's the hardest part, is to form the habit. The book makes it very simple.
Yeah. I will tell you that there are times when I'll grab my morning clarity, I'll go out on the front porch, sit down, I'll have my phone with me, and sometimes I listen to music, sometimes I'm listening to a book, and then there are times when I don't even turn it on and I just listen, because 99% of the time it's very quiet up here. And you can hear the birds. We got a blue jay. We call him Bob the blue jay. And boy, he squawks like you would not believe, but it is such a wonderful thing. And one of the squirrels, his name is Sebastian. And we've named our wildlife. But you can hear him cooing, if you will, or squawking, saying, "Hey, where are my peanuts?" Or where's the food you guys put out for me? We don't worry too much about whether these animals are going to find food, because they found food long before we ever came along. So we're not taking that away from them. But listening to nature, and sometimes there's a breeze blowing, you can hear it going through the pine trees up here. And then one of the other elements too that I try to do as much as I can, Dennis, is a little difficult sometimes, but find a flat piece of dirt. All right. Not asphalt or concrete, but dirt. And just stand there. And if I can, I'm in the sun and grounding myself, taking in the sunlight and that vitamin D, and then breathing, and then doing that, what is it? 521 or 721?
521.
521 breathing exercise, which you folks can find out more as you go through many of these programs. We'll describe that again in a later program as well. And there's just nothing like it. And you do the same kind of thing, if you will, like when you take your dogs for a walk.
Oh, yeah. When I take the dog for a walk, I always have earphones on, and I'm always listening to something that moves me in the direction that I want to go. And if you want to find that book, it's at realimpactbook.com.
But that website, that's a special place. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Tell us about all of the treasures that we'll find there. There's gold in them, our websites.
It is designed to be fun, you know. It has some games where you can win some valuable stuff. It has a place where you can donate to help disadvantaged children to be able to get the books up to them. But it's got some audio recordings, some video recordings, and it's just kind of fun to go there. And there's free books, there's free ebooks that you can get. Every month we change it to a different ebook that are very, very positive to help you with your reading. So if you're not sure what you're going to read, you can go there and get an ebook every month.
And you know what? I happen to be a subscriber to Audible, and I get a credit every month. And what I usually do is you'll send that link out, and I will download the ebook, but then I'll look that title up in Audible, and 9 times out of 10 it's available, and I'll listen to it that way too. I mean, it's worth spending that credit, Dennis. I'm not kidding you. It really is, because of the things that I have learned over the years. And I still marvel at the fact that there was a period of time a couple of months ago where I was actually reading 2 and possibly 3 books at the same time, and they complemented each other. That was what was so wonderful. And you actually have some additional books that you've written, inspirational books, besides the Real Impact series. We have volume 1, which is the daily inspiration. You've got 2 and 3 heading on out, but you've got a couple of others that have some great information. Share with us about those, will you?
Well, I have 6 real estate books, so if you're interested at all in real estate, that would be a good place to go to get started. I'm completed this week. Well, last week I completed Drummer Boy, which is kind of an autobiography of my childhood. And this week it's about time. And that book is probably the most valuable book you'll ever read. Because what's more valuable than time? You know, if you can read something that's going to give you more time, and it's kind of like solving the Rubik's Cube. If you're just trying to solve the matrix of your own time, it's like solving the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to solve the Rubik's Cube, you could spend the rest of your life trying to figure it out. You literally could. The way I would solve it if I had to, when I would go find someone that knows how to solve it and say, here, solve this. And I'd have it done in just hour at the most. And that's how life is. If you want to get things done, you don't try to do them all yourself.
Yeah.
You try to get someone that's better than you and faster than you, whose time is worth less than yours. So that's what that book is about. And I think the promotion says the most valuable book you'll ever read, or I don't remember, something like the biggest mistake is, not taking the advantage to read it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that would be something that you might want to check out. Everybody needs more time.
Yeah.
And your time and your health are absolutely the most valuable things. So
Absolutely.
That's something that you can check out while you're there.
Absolutely. And I know that there is also, if I'm not mistaken, there's even a tab there at dennisjhenson.com that lays out all of the different books that are available, the real estate books as well.
Yes.
And we encourage people to check that out, as well as go to the realimpactbook.com website. And by the way, if you like searching for things like hidden treasure, there's a little game you can play. The lamp that appears on the front cover of Real Impact Daily Inspiration is missing, and you've got to find it. And if you find it and you send an email to Dennis saying, hey, I found it on this page over here, what have you, you will, I believe, am I correct? That gets you a free audio version of the book?
It does. Yeah, that's like an $18 value. So it's a fun game to play, but be sure to look on all the pages.
Yeah. Don't do like me. I only looked on the front page. By the way, I didn't find it.
Well, it might be on the front page. We move it every month.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of fun. And I would venture that you have maybe not a substantial staff in regards to all of this, but you've got people that work for you or with you. I like to phrase it that way. If I had a business, they don't work for me, they work with me. We work together to accomplish the goals. It's how I've always looked at the people that I would supervise at the stations I worked for, because I was doing the same job they were. There was no, I sit in my office as the operations manager and I fill out paperwork and stuff. No, I'm sitting on the console. I'm producing shows and so on and so forth. And that's to me the best way to look at it, is that these folks are there helping you out, and I'm sure that these folks really enjoy what they are doing, and that's real important too, Dennis. Is that we find something that really gives us joy and contentment, if you will, that makes us feel as though we've got a purpose in this life, right?
Yes. My employees are like my family. We've been together for a long time. My secretary's been with me for 24 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
she's more like my daughter than my secretary. And then her mother also works for me. And then I have a bookkeeper slash CPA slash, he does everything. We had a problem with some plumbing in one of our restrooms, and he got out a manual, figured out how to do it, and fix the plumbing. So everybody just kind of does, everything they can to help the business move forward. And I really like that. I enjoyed being around those people very much.
And then when those folks step out into the world, okay, and they've been there with you and they've been working together and so forth, they then have an effect on the people around them that they come in contact with, or whether it's at the grocery store, the post office, at the dog park, wherever it is that they go, that then spreads. And that's really what we're talking about, is sharing this message that we can make a difference in this world. Matter of fact, it isn't about can. We do make a difference. Just what kind of a difference are we making? And I just love it. And we are here on Body of Health. Dennis J. Henson, yours truly, Reverend Dr. D. This is Tell Me Your Story. Well, Dennis, we are about to wrap things up here. I want to thank you so much. Boy, this recipe that we talked about is incredible.
Don't forget to send in your questions, because we're going to have a question and answer program in just a couple more weeks. So get them in so that we can specifically address what you're wondering about that has to do with health.
And give us that website or that email address one more time.
It's Dennis@bodyofhealth.life.
All right. Dennis@bodyofhealth.life. Very easy. He is Dennis J. Henson. So Dennis, and the website bodyofhealth.life, where you can find all the ingredients for the recipe for this incredible healthy chocolate oatmeal muffin. And also send in those questions that you've got to Dennis@bodyofhealth.life. And Dennis, as always, this is a lot of fun. I can't tell you how much I enjoy these doing these programs with you. I believe it or not, because we are heading into the latter part of this particular year, this sequence of 52 or maybe it's 53 programs for the year. I'm already starting to think about, well, what are we going to do for next year? And so that'll come. But this year we're going to focus on right now, get those questions, comments, and so forth in, Dennis@bodyofhealth.life. And Dennis, I look forward to talking with you again next week. Next week's, I'm sure, going to be another one of those exciting conversations.
I hope so. Thank you, Richard. Have a wonderful weekend, and I hope everybody enjoys their muffins.
Absolutely. And a matter of fact, send an email to Dennis@bodyofhealth.life. Having made the muffin recipe, let him know how you like it. All right. That would really be very cool. All right. Or any of the other recipes, because there are several that are on the Body of Health .life website at the health tab. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up for this edition. I want to thank all of you for watching and listening to the Body of Health here on Tell Me Your Story, New Paradigms for a New World. where we are giving you choices and knowledge of those choices to help make your dreams come true. And we hope that you will check us out. We have podcasts on Sundays at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., Monday mornings at 1 a.m., Wednesdays at 9 a.m., and of course, this one at 8 a.m. on Wednesdays. And of course, streaming live at all those times at richarddugan.com with podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Stitcher, Player FM, Blueberry, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. We're on YouTube and Rumble as well, where you can watch these conversations. We hope you'll subscribe as well as click notification. And we hope that you will join us again for our next broadcast, podcast, videocast. And until then, love to Lal. Jeanette, I'm still listening. Dad, continue to be happy because I am. Smokey, I will see you on the other side. Mike, thanks for being in my life and letting me be in yours. And to my brother Michael, welcome to fatherhood. And to my dear friend Zorro, aho, aho.